It's gardening with Orions, making the world a prettier place. It's gardening with Orions, yeah, yeah. Hello everyone and welcome back to another lovely week on my channel. I am your gracious host Orions Hendricks, and today we are here with the season finale of Gardening with Orions. We finally have the long-awaited cooking with moi. So as you saw in the last video, we got to harvest the peppers that we grew, in the garden, and now I'm going to be completely transparent with you. So the peppers, the video that I shot last week was filmed like 8 months ago. It says the video went up, I'm gonna put it right here, but the video that I posted in the series before the harvest one that I just posted was posted a year ago. We're gonna go ahead and say that's accurate. I don't think that's very accurate, but I think YouTube might just be rounding up. But it was posted about a year ago, but in my mind, it's only been like 8 or 9 months. That being said, the peppers have been long picked and the plants have been long gone. The peppers that I did pick, I put them in the freezer so that they wouldn't go bad on me, and I have them in this little container right here. Today we are going to be making a salsa because I can't really think of anything else that I would want to make with the peppers that I got. So I kind of want to just make a salsa. Now I'm not crazy huge on salsa, but I am crazy huge on making things from scratch. I made cinnamon rolls from scratch and it was a very long process. Like, it took, no bullshit, like 8 hours. And I don't know if that's normal because I don't typically bake goods from scratch because I'm a pretty decent cook, but baking is not my strong suit. I'm the first to admit that. You can go look at at both of the other, cooking videos that I've done on this channel, or it's been like 3, I don't know. But only one of those times have came out well. Everything else has kind of went to shit. And like I've said before, if you've seen me make pancakes, I'm so sorry that you had to witness that. I didn't even want to witness it myself. But when I do bake, I kind of like to bake from scratch, and I made cinnamon rolls, and it took a very long time. Like, you gotta make them, and then you gotta knead the dough out, and then you gotta roll it, and then you gotta separate it to make the cinnamon rolls. It's a very long process. But let's go ahead and get going. Let's see how this is gonna go. Honestly, I really wish I could wear my glasses right now, but whenever I put my glasses on, because I have a light right here, there's a really bad reflection that comes on the lenses, and I don't even think that when the reflection happens you can even see my eyes, so I have to do this without my glasses. I really like the rounded lenses and I think it's really nice, but as you can tell there's a glare. First ingredient that we have for our salsa is going to be the peppers that we grew, and they look like this. Second thing we got another variety of pepper. We have a bell pepper because I actually cook with bell peppers quite a bit. Don't know exactly what bell peppers add or do to a meal. Like I said, I'm not a cook, I'm not a baker, but I like to indulge in many hobbies. But I don't know exactly what bell peppers do, but it just it just feels right whenever I include a bell pepper in my cooking. I feel like a real cook if I include bell peppers. Oh yeah, I put blah 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 blah, and then as soon as I say oh yeah, and I also put bell peppers in there, and I put do a little garlic, not like the garlic that comes in a jar, but garlic, little garlic, and I chopped it up. I feel so professional and I feel so official. We have lemons because what's salsa without, that's not lemons, limes. We have limes. We got limes because what is salsa without limes? You tell me in the next 5 seconds. Every Mexican restaurant that you've went to and they don't put limes in their guacamole, or they don't put limes in their salsa. Go ahead, tell me, you got 5 seconds. All right then, cool. So now that we're on one page, limes are a necessity. We got an onion. Once again, onions are another thing that if I put it in my dish, I feel oh, I chopped some onions, chopped some garlic, chopped some bell pepper, I feel official. I feel like an actual cook. I feel so professional, and I feel like yeah, I'm on my little cooking shit, Once again, what's salsa without avocado? We're gonna put in avocado. I think I'm only gonna use half of this, and that should be fine. That should do it. Got our handy dandy knife here because how you gonna cut things, right? Mind you, you don't need a knife this big. I don't think you do, but this just makes makes it easy. I don't know. Storage container for when it's all said and done. This one is a little random, but before we get to the seasonings that I chose for this dish, I would like to say I also have some avocado lime ranch from Chick-fil-A. Now, I'm not gonna lie to you, don't know why I pulled this out. I kind of want to put a little bit in there in my salsa and kind of just see like what it adds to it. Also, this avocado lime ranch has been sitting in the fridge for, I want to say like a week and a half. For seasonings, we have chili powder, we have paprika, oh, that's heavy. We have salt of the plain variety, right? Garlic powder, onion powder, have good old Lawry's or seasoning salt. Yes. All that being said, let's get to it. Ain't nothing to it but to do it. Oh, also, I have my, I'm not gonna lift the whole thing up, but I have my blender right here. The base is sitting on the counter. This might be a little too big for my salsa. I don't plan to make a lot, but this might be a little too big, so I may end up using our smaller one. That's like a single serve one. I'm gonna be cutting down here. I'm going to be doing all the prep work down here, and I can't really get it in frame just simply because like I'm so tall. So I will just be cutting down here. I'll be talking, I'll show you what I'm working with, and then we'll do the whole shebang. I mean, of course I can move it back further, but I don't know if I necessarily want to do that. Well, hold on. Let's get to it. So first off, we're gonna start by, I wanna start by chopping the avocado. And actually, I feel like that blender's too big. Let me get the smaller one. First, we're gonna start by cutting the avocado, and we're just gonna cut it in half. Hopefully I don't cut myself. This knife is rather sharp. All of our knives are pretty dull, but this one is not one of them. I'm gonna use the bigger half. I'm gonna take the seed out of it. What I've noticed is when I cut avocados, usually the bigger half is the one with the seed in it. So yeah, but right before this video started, when I was setting up, I actually cut myself with a stapler. Not a stapler, a staple. There was a staple on like a stack of papers I was moving, and like it kind of like it stuck in my finger, and then like I didn't acknowledge it at first, and then I tried to slip my hand from out under the stack, and then the staple just so now my finger hurts. Now this video, anytime a substance gets near it, it's just gonna hurt. And oh my God, it's gonna hurt like a whole bitch and a half whenever I get to the lines. I just thought about that. I'm going to cry. Let's go ahead and talk about the gardening season as a whole. Pros, cons, ups, downs, what I learned from it, and would I do it again, right? Now, obviously, just to answer that last question, would I do it again? Yes, I would do it again. Would I be gardening the same plants? Probably not, just because there were so many plants that, you know, did not make it. Rest in peace to those beautiful gals. But there were just so many plants that just did not make it. And it makes me sad because, you know, a lot of them had like potential. Like, for example, the sunflower had a lot of potential, but it just didn't grow. But then again, I think I looked it up and I saw that sunflowers were like in-ground plants, which that's fine, that's understandable. I get that. I'm not harping on that, right? Yep. It's just like some plants, I feel like they were like potted plants, but they still were just not, they just were not growing. Like, for example, when I had the cilantro was, the cilantro, that like, it was flourishing, it was thriving so well. Like, it was doing so well one day, and then the next day it was gone. It was gone, and I don't know what happened. Like, it was doing well. Like, I tended to it, and I gave it water, and I gave it sun, and all this other great stuff, and it just went so horribly awry. So I don't know exactly what happened. There are some plants that I would not garden again, at least not this year, and then there are some plants that I probably feel that I need to be more experienced before I try and grow it again. Like, for example, my tomatoes. I don't feel like you had to be crazy experienced to grow tomatoes, but I feel like there was probably a large part of knowledge I was missing that could have been useful whenever I was gardening my tomatoes that I just didn't have. And I don't know what that piece of information is, but I will do the work in the future to figure that out and make sure that I come equipped. This is the green bell pepper. All in all, the gardening experience was pretty fun. Here we got the peppers, we're gonna cut those up. I thought it was a really great experience, and I enjoyed myself, I did. And we're gonna use like 4. So 2 red ones and two 2 red ones and 2 green ones, right? But all in all, the gardening experience was great. It's very, like I've said before, it's very like therapeutic and very serene, and it's a very calming activity. Even when I am filming myself doing it, it's still very calming, very serene, because there are times whenever I'm not like talking to the camera when I'm gardening, and I'm literally just sitting there, you know, trimming leaves, trimming stems, and I'm just sitting there watering, and maybe it's like early in the morning and the sun's just coming up, and I'm watering my plants before it gets too hot. It's definitely an experience that I do want to dive in again, but I want my knowledge to be higher. My sister, she just recently took a work trip to another state, and when, oh, my breath. Let me get your breath, hold on. God, I gotta get back in the gym, hold on. Or at least go for a run around the neighborhood. Goddamn. She was there, she got me this book on gardening. Well, she got it for me and my mom, but I know I'm gonna be the one that uses it mainly. And she got us this book, and I'm really grateful for it. Now, I have a lot of other books that I'm currently in the middle of reading right now, so I will get to this book when I get to it. But she bought me this book right here. It is Neil Sperry's Complete Guide to Texas Gardening, and basically the book is about all the ins and outs of like gardening here in Texas, how to work around like the immense heat, and you know what times are ideal for what fruits, and also they have like a little bit of knowledge about grass in there as well, so like different types of grasses that flourish and that thrive here. I've cut up the peppers, right, the little red ones right there, red and green ones right there beside the bell peppers, and that's good. That's real good right there. And now let's cut up the onions. But all in all, I really enjoyed my gardening experience. I think I always enjoy gardening. For me to do like gardening or something like crocheting, I actually just picked up crocheting last week, and I'm doing really well at it. I would go and grab it for you and show you it, but I don't feel like going back to my room again. So I'm not going to do that. I'll use this side. This is a smaller side, so I'll use this one. I know that I picked up crocheting, and I'm not particularly sewing anything specific right now. It's kind of just me getting my feet wet and me trying to like figure it out. So I'm just practicing my single stitch, and I'm just sewing. From what it looks like it's just going to be like one big old scarf, because my idea is I want to use one ball of yarn or one thing of yarn. You know, they don't come in balls, they come in like the big like tube thingies. And my idea is I want to use one whole tube thing of yarn to practice my single stitch, and then that, if I just keep going with the shape I'm going now, because it's just like a rectangle shape, I want to use one to practice my single stitch, and I want to use another one to practice my double stitch, and then that third tube ball whatever of yarn is going to be used to make I don't know, I kind of want to make like a crochet set or like a crochet mini skirt, but then again, or by the time I get to that third ball of yarn, it's going to be like fall heading into winter probably. So maybe doing something a little more practical, like a cardigan, or like a kind of like a heavy knit like sweater. I think that'd probably be best, but I mean we'll see what the weather is like around the time, and then we'll just go from there. But I mean, at the time, I'll probably lean more towards like a sweater or like a jacket of sorts. So I mean, there's that. But I picked up crocheting, and both of these hobbies are very nice and quiet and serene. And then of course there's the hobby of like reading books, and that's quiet unless like I want to listen to music or something, which I typically, whenever I read books, I like to listen to music. But I mean, I recently just read Michael Jackson's autobiography, which great book. It's amazing. If I had to describe it, it's like, think of like having a 2 a.m. conversation with him. Like you two are just sitting in the living room, maybe sitting by like a fire or something, and you guys are just having like a deep 2 a.m. conversation. He's telling you about his childhood and stories from his childhood and his family dynamics, and you know, life with his brothers and like the Jackson 5. It's like that. Great book. I would recommend it. If you're not huge on autobiographies, perfectly fine. I get it, but I'd say if you're gonna read anybody's autobiography, read Michael Jackson's. It is amazing. Representation perfect representation of the time, you know, and it's a perfect like lens, perfect view of his world through his eyes. So yeah. And what did he always say? He always said, burn tabloids. Don't believe everything that they write in the paper, and, you know, believe his word, you know, above everything. Because if Michael Jackson was one thing, he was a pure soul that got taken away from us too soon. So, I mean, I feel like he never had a reason to lie. So, you know, I'd say, you know, take him at his word. When I was reading that book, I actually, I started getting into this habit around, you know, every day around like 6 or 7 p.m. I would pull out the book and I'd read for maybe an hour. And I would just turn on the fan in my room, little standing fan, and I would just read. And I would read with no music, and it was really, really nice. I learned a lot about, you know, the activity that I've done, and I've learned a lot about myself, and I've learned a lot about, honestly, my patience level. Because if this experience showed me nothing else, it showed me that I actually have a lot of patience, a lot more than I thought I did. Let me start there. All in all, I really enjoyed myself, and I will be doing this again this year because this is covering last year's season. So I will be doing this again this year. But anyway, I believe I am done chopping up all of my stuff. So this is the final. So I chopped up some onions, and now that I have that done, I should saute. I'm gonna saute them because that was the original plan, was to saute them. So, you know, let's do that. So obviously I'm gonna saute everything but the avocado. Has anyone sauteed avocado before? I'm curious. Well, they deep fried avocado, so I can imagine that people have sauteed avocado. I'm gonna look it up on TikTok because now I'm curious. I've come this close to chopping off my finger like 4 times while cutting this. No bullshit. Cut like 4 times. Here's our mix, and that's going to go on the stove, and I'm gonna bring you guys over there so that you can have a better view. Oh, hold on. We need oil. Yeah. Cause you gotta cook things with oil. That looks cooked enough to me, so we're gonna go ahead and take it back over. We're gonna take it, you can't, I don't know, but we're gonna go ahead and take it back over there, and we're going to go ahead and mix everything up together in the blender. While I was off camera, I went ahead and put the avocado, okay, that's gonna fall. I know it's gonna fall. It needs to fall over. Okay, so I went ahead and put the avocado in the blender, and I'm gonna go ahead and I cleaned up a little bit, just a tiny bit. I cleaned up a little bit while I was off camera mixing things, and I'm gonna go ahead and put this up here so it takes front and center stage. right? And ooh, that's not supposed to be like that. Yep. So I put the avocados in there already, and we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna add our pepper onion mix to the blender. I was actually thinking while I was mixing this sauce, I was like, it doesn't have to be a salsa. I also took some chicken out of the freezer to thaw because I'm gonna make myself dinner later. So I'm actually planning on making something chicken and rice based. I'm not a complicated gal when it comes to my food. I'm not crazy about food. I like to eat for functionality more than for aesthetic. So I'm more practical when it comes to my food. So something chicken and rice based, and then I kind of like to go from there and do, you know, kind of make it a little fancy and keep it interesting. I actually kind of want to use it as like a sauce. It's just like a sauce to go over like my rice and chicken, since it's gonna be a nice little peppery, kind of like spicy lemon lime. I have lemons in there, that's why I keep mixing it up, because I'm just like, girl, these are not lemons, these are limes. Now that we have our mixture in the blender, we're gonna add some lime. Yeah. Fresh lime is always preferable, but if you have like that lime juice or the lemon juice that comes in like those, you know what I'm talking about, those little like round bottles that you get from Walmart. Those that are like green or yellow, and like those are fine too. I just prefer to use like fresh ones because I use lemons and limes all the time, because I make myself this tea in the morning that I take for like stress, because it just needs to be insulated. It doesn't need to be perfect, right? Turn it on. Smoothie, medium. Let's get it. That line. Perfect. Okay, sorry, the pepper invaded my nostrils and almost killed me. My apologies. This looks really, really good. This is the outcome. Like I said, not too thick, not too heavy, but it looks really, really good. So what I'm gonna do is, we got our salsa right here. It's all nice and good and made. So what I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna clean up, and I'm gonna prep our salsa for the final showing, and I will see you in...
What follows is a brief cleaning montage.
No brief cleaning montage would be complete without music. So, excusez-moi.
We hope you enjoyed this brief cleaning montage.
Now we are going to add the seasonings in it. So like I said, we got the chili powder. Gonna add, the chili powder is great for the soul, I'm convinced. We have paprika, once again, good for the soul. And those two in tandem, heaven on earth. Salt, not crazy amount of salt, just a little sprinkle. And garlic powder. Once again, just little bit, some Lari, some seasoning salt. My back is killing me. Oh my god. Last but certainly not least, some onion powder. Because this stuff is quintessential. Mix it up. And then we will give it a try. Oh my god. Help. Help. Don't try it yet. So just wipe it off. Help. 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 Spilling over the sides. Help. Okay. It's going everywhere. Help. What it looks like, all nice and mixed. Can't spin it over. I can't do it too far because it'll spill, but you get the gist. Before we get to the final part where we taste it, I would like to reintroduce. If you've been here for a while, cool, great. Glad you stuck around. If you haven't, hi, hello. I hope I've convinced you to subscribe by now. We have a lot of fun over here, and I try to be here, if not every week, every other week. But if you've been here for a while, you know what I'm about to pull out. So, of course, we have got to bring back the bell. And if you're new here, you may be wondering, Orions, why do you have a tequila bottle with a bell on it? If the recipe or if the dish turned out good, great, fine, cool, we get to ring the bell, right? But if it doesn't turn out good and it turns out very poorly, which a lot of my dishes do, no shade, but a good chunk of them don't turn out the best, then we go ahead and get the sound if it's bad and bell if it's good, right? So, the chips right here on the bar and on the bar on the island that I am currently cooking at. And we're gonna take this. We're gonna take this. Gonna take a healthy dose. Oh my god. Okay, hold on. Oh my god, that's hot. Oh, that's hot. Oh, that's hot. That's hot as shit. Okay. Alright, I didn't give you permission to obliterate my taste buds, but that's fine. Consent is whatever, I guess. Oh. I'm not even overacting. Like, this shit's hot. It's just hot. Like, it kind of has like a flavor to it. Like, the seasonings definitely do a little some to it, but it's mostly just really hot. Oh my. It's mostly just really hot. Yeah, let's add some more seasoning. See if we can bring out, you know, some other flavors other than fire, other than lava, you know. It's always a great time when we bring those friends out to play, yeah. Oh my god, it's settling into my chest. Please, please. Help. Help. Chili powder. Lastly, paprika. Okay. Oh, help. There's literal crumbles left in the bag, so I'm using what I got. Oh my god. That just need to make it angrier. Okay. It said, how dare you try to douse my flames. I shall burn you for that. Hey man. It's your world. I'm just living in it. Oh goddamn. That's hot. Alright, where's the top? So we can put that demon away in a cage. Alright, other than the fact that it's really hot, I'd say it's pretty good. I'd say the dish turned out pretty successful, so we are gonna go ahead and we get the bell. Hold on, we get the bell. There we go. Yay! Woo! This turned out pretty great. And I I think this video turned out pretty great.
With the sauce that I made, it works much better as a sauce than a salsa because let's be realistic, I'm not gonna eat it with chips. I'm not like crazy about like chips and salsas. When I'm eating like chips, like tortilla chips, honestly, I kind of just like eat them straight up. No salsa, no nothing. I kind of just like a dry tortilla chip. Sue me, put cuffs on me, lock me up, send me to jail. I'm sorry, I'm just not I'm a saucy gal, but like when it comes to tortilla chips, for some weird reason, it's the reverse for me. I don't really like sauce on them. I don't know why. I put it over some sauteed chicken, and there's like green onions in there, and then it's like a shit ton of rice in there. But that's because I wanted to finish the rest of the rice I had in the fridge. She went to the store and I bought some broccoli, and this is it steaming right now. And I've actually realized that I really like steamed broccoli. That on the side of this, and it's so gas, and this is about to be my dinner. Okay, bye!
And with all that being said, that's gonna be the end. Thank you for watching the season finale of season 1 of Gardening with Orions, and I hope that you choose to subscribe and stick around for next season because we will not be gardening the same plants. It's gonna be a whole new setup, whole new gardening method, and a whole new variety of plants that we will grow from little tiny baby seeds into full-grown adult plants that we are going to cook into delicious food. Right. But that's gonna be the end of this video and the end of this season, guys. If you enjoyed it, go ahead and give it a thumbs up and subscribe. I try to be here as frequently as I can be, and I would love it if you were here with me and you came to join me. And yeah, like, subscribe, and stick around. We would love to have you. But anyways, that's it. Thank you for watching, and remember that you're amazing.